Amen.
Notice is hereby given that a meeting of the Sandy Oaks Park Advisory Committee will be held on Tuesday, July 6, 2021 at 6:35 p.m. by telephonic video conferencing for the purpose of considering the following agenda items. All agenda items are subject to action in an effort to advance the public health goal of limiting face-to-face meetings, also called social distancing, to slow the spread of coronavirus. There will be no in-person public access to the meetings. The public may participate in this meeting by using the link on the website and the meeting ID also on the website. I won't read them out. They can be dialed in from the on your telephone or on your computer. The public will be permitted to offer public comments telephonically or by audio as provided by the agenda and permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting. Written questions or comments may be submitted to the chairperson up to 2 hours before the meeting by emailing tRapino@thecityofsandyoaks.com. Okay, I will call the meeting to order and we'll get a quorum call. Ann Garza? Here?
Here.
Okay. Charles, Alderman Pillager?
Here.
Mayor Bob?
Here.
Rue Carvajal?
Here.
Raylan McDonald? I
Here.
remember your name. I'm not Albert like I was last meeting. Gloria Sarmiento, I can never say your name.
Here.
Gloria. Okay. And so we have a quorum. There are no citizens to be heard. What did I miss?
Nothing.
Oh, you don't have an agenda?
That's
You
all
can
right,
follow
I'm just-
mine.
Peeking over your shoulder there.
Okay. Okay, that agenda item 3, I wanted to point something out. I didn't get a chance because we didn't have a meeting to ask the council to approve a nomination. I was going to nominate Megan to be on the Parks Committee. So I invited her as a interested speaker. So I wanted to say right now, so any agenda item, if you have interest in it, speak to it while we cover it.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, so
Too much fundraising.
there are no citizens to be heard. I checked. So
Check your junk mail too?
I checked the email, yeah.
Did you check the junk email too?
No, I didn't check junk. Okay, well,
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, looks good, right?
what was
I
that?
put her on mute.
Oh. Okay, all right, we'll go to agenda item number 3, discussing possible action on progress on the butterfly site. Unless they are swimming, we probably have no progress on the butterfly site.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'll move on to agenda item number 4, discuss and possible action on knowledge gained on setting rental fees, deposits, and other requirements in order to schedule an exclusive community center event. And did everyone see the email from the city attorney with her?
I
sent
didn't.
it to everyone. Yeah, okay.
Very thorough.
I particularly like that first one, although it's a much more elaborate one than we would probably use, but it seemed like it had all the bells and whistles, and we might want to adapt a lot from that one on, forget the name of the city.
I forget which one was first.
That was the first one. But anyhow, do we want to, anyone want to speak to what we might want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will speak to what I found out about
Okay,
San Antonio's community centers.
go ahead, Charles.
I found 2 of them that have a capacity of 50 people, and that's pretty close to what we're dealing with. Let's see, the Hillside Acres Clubhouse has a kitchen, refrigerator, microwave, sink, restrooms, water fountains, chairs and tables for up to 50 people. The cost to rent the facility is $30 an hour with a 4-hour minimum. $100 refundable damage deposit is required. Alcohol and music are permitted. Security is required. Reservations must be made 96 hours in advance. And that second one, Woodland Island House, there are 2 tables and 30 chairs provided for reservations. They don't mention any other amenities. And the rate for that is also $30 an hour with a 4-hour minimum and a $100 refundable damage deposit. So,
That $100 is non-refundable?
no, it is a refundable.
Oh, okay,
As long as there's no damage or.
okay.
Okay. If it's not damaged and they clean up, they get their money back.
Gotcha.
Well, this Burnett, I guess the city of Burnett that had the one that Cassandra sent us had an elaborate set of rules and
Yeah.
and I don't know if we want to get that elaborate, but it went into many things. I kind of like what you just said, Charles. You might want to start out simple and then
Well-
add to. We can always change the thing as we want to move forward. But I mean, I'm listening to what everybody wants to do. I mean, as I said to Cassandra, I think we thought this was going to be a snap, but it turns out this is a much more complex thing
Yeah.
than we thought it would be.
Do you have notes on what we were talking about?
thought
the
I
other
did.
day, or do they need to?
Apparently I ripped them out because I'm a dum-dum. But I believe we had said it was gonna be $100 and then a security deposit of, what was it, $75?
Your email, you said $50 deposit, $150 for 4-hour round.
Yes. So 200 in total. And the $50 can be returned or shall be returned upon their, if the cleaning, yeah, if there's no damages.
And things are cleaned.
And things are clean, yeah.
Yeah.
And the $50 will also be used as to secure the date.
So,
$50 for what, security?
Like a deposit
An
to
hour?
hold it.
to hold it.
To
for a
hold
date.
it, the
Oh.
date.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then that will be used as their security
And
deposit.
if they want to use alcohol, do we then?
I don't think we should even allow that
now
on the
we'll
premises
not
because
allow
then they're gonna need a security. We're not gonna provide the security for that.
No, I know.
And I don't think so because then a lot of things can happen.
I agree. I don't think we should
Yeah,
have
no.
alcohol either because it leads to.
Bad things, bad things. So
At least if I'm drinking. I'm only kidding.
yeah, that's just a whole different can of worms that I don't think we need to deal with right now.
I agree with that one.
I agree. Do we want to publish rules that they have to sign to abide by?
Yeah, like a contract, a rental contract.
Yes,
Yes,
and
we will have to do that.
I would look at Burnett, and I'll send you that again,
Okay,
and we might want to pick and choose what we might want to put in our contract, and then we can get Cassandra to
make the draft for us.
draft the contract.
I, somewhere, and it wasn't here, but somewhere, I think in that information to Cassandra had. One of the things they had was $100 key deposit.
Yeah, they had $50 key deposit it was.
Okay,
Yeah,
so if they're gonna be there till 11 o'clock at night and you don't wanna go up there and close the building, we can get a deposit on the key
yeah.
and they can return it back next day. But
Is that a good
Yeah.
idea?
I don't-
I'm not.
I don't mind at all. I can go at 2, 3 in the morning.
Okay.
I am totally
We're not
open
gonna
for that.
open it that
Because
late.
then I
They
think-
gotta get out. You're gonna have to kick them out.
I'll just join the party.
Take your gun.
But I think, what if they don't return it?
Toss all down.
And then are we gonna have to change the whole lock?
Well, that's why I was saying, I
Yeah.
thought it was $100 because, yeah,
Right, you know
But
how
you-
expensive
you-
those things are.
you have to have a locksmith come out and
Right.
rekey the lock.
Right,
Not if you have a digital lock. I mean,
Excuse me?
Digital locks are, you can invest in a digital lock and you can change it the next day. So you
Yeah.
can continue to change those digital locks pretty
No, I
regularly.
don't like that. I mean,
I'm,
What surprised me was some of the deposits, some of the places have $1,000.
oh, yeah,
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
but I mean, they were big
Can afford it.
places. but,
Mhm.
yeah.
yeah, we,
but-
if these people.
I don't
could
mind the
afford
key,
1,000, they would.
opening and closing, it's just 4 hours.
Yeah.
I don't mind it at all.
Okay.
I'm sure we could take turns, whatever.
Of course.
So that's what do we want to do then? It's
So I don't know.
$100 for
The 4 hours?
4 hours and $75 for the
What did I say? What did I write down?
You wrote 150 for the rental for 4 hours and 50 for the security deposit.
Yeah, so it would be
200 total.
200 in total and then $50 return at the time of the
checkout.
place being inspected
Okay,
and making
so-
sure there's no.
You want me to well, I'll get those
Does
numbers.
everybody agree with that pricing? Is it too much? Is it too high? Is
No,
it too
I don't
low?
think
Do we
it's
go
too-
up?
I don't think it's too high.
Unless we go with what San Antonio is doing, but
We're
San
not San Antonio.
Antonio's got, you said kitchen and microwave.
Yeah, we
and-
don't have all of that. We have
Right.
bathrooms.
Well,
and
one-
we have
One
refrigerator.
of the facilities has, one of the facilities that you get 2 tables and 30 chairs.
Well,
And they charge $30 an hour with a 4-hour minimum, which would be $120. They do get $100 security deposit. So,
So why don't we go with that for now? We can always change. Why don't I send you that list that Burnett has for the rules?
Okay,
And you look at it, take out what you want. Maybe we can come back with it next meeting and we can go over it and let everybody agree to it. Does that sound
that sounds reasonable.
okay? And then we'll send it to Cassandra to draft up with the rental agreement.
okay.
That sound like a winner?
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. So, that being said, let's move on to agenda item 5, discuss and possible action on the erection of the
Oh,
flagpoles.
thank you.
All right.
Now, one of the flagpoles has already been erected over at the community center. It looks real good. I wish I could have been there for the erection. I was there for the,
Thank you.
Thank you for the entertainment.
it would have given me one, no.
For raising of the flagpole.
I wanted to salute it.
So,
Because I am a patriot, I'll tell you that.
it was a good feeling
Yes, it was.
to raise the
I'm
flag.
sure it was. I got a picture of it. John sent me a picture. I saluted then.
Okay, Well, while we're discussing that,
We need to look into,
we need to discuss where exactly do we want the flagpole at this building?
Right outside. If
Okay,
y'all wanna go on a field trip, I'll show you.
uh,
Right
So-
there?
No, when you're coming up the stairs,
yes,
option one would be just to the right. There's a little cutout area.
and that's
Yeah.
where I thought it should go too.
The other spot was kind of in to the left, but there's already a lot of stuff in there.
yeah.
So the other side probably.
I like it in front.
I,
Just,
I wanted to have it in that little inset, but then we have that big sign there, so.
Yeah.
To the right, as you walk in the door, I'm gonna, stairs here, porch here, I'll square it out and put it right
In the
in the
middle.
center of
There
that.
you go.
Sounds good to me.
Okay? If it's not raining in the morning, I'll set the base.
Okay, I'll come down.
And if it's raining in the morning,
I
I'll
say
wait,
it is, but who knows?
I'll wait till the afternoon
Well,
when
just let me know and I'll come down.
I have your number.
Okay, I do want to
And you need to come along to, take
cheers.
pictures.
And
No, we're just gonna put the base down.
I want to thank John and Charles for putting up that poll.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but you need to thank Gloria and Ann and Ray Lee.
Okay, I want to thank everybody that did it. Oh, and I also want to thank
You too.
everybody that took part in Saturday's entertainment. I wish I could have come. But I
Oh,
couldn't.
Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday, I mean, yeah, my days are mixed up.
That's all right.
I'm old.
I still don't know what day it is.
I thought it was
They
Monday.
It was,
They just run together.
it was quite a good turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I heard it
was.
was.
It
And,
was
and the kids
awesome.
were having a
How
ball.
many hot dogs did y'all go for?
160.
160.
160 hot dogs. I had two. I'm not gonna be shy. I had two.
There were a few left, but
There were a couple left
But
over.
And some didn't
Yes.
eat, like some had already ate, but they came for the entertainment. So I know some of the people that I had invited had already eaten, so they were.
I know we need
I-
to stock
I
up
held
on our
out.
rocks again.
The rocks need to be stocked up.
Rock painting was a hit.
Okay, I'll move on to agenda item 6. Discuss impossible action on the many and latest successes of the community center. And I turn it over to Gloria.
We've been very busy. We have the Be a Champion, the food distribution thing. That's been a hit. We started off with 75 of them, the first, and then we were bumped up to 150, and we've had 150
They're all gone.
twice, and they're all gone. Absolutely, all of them are gone.
Good.
They give 7 breakfasts and 7 lunches for each kid. It's anywhere from dry cereal, peanut butter, apple or mango juice. They're just little snacks that they make from, and the non-perishable milk,
Yeah,
the shelf-stable milk. So that's been a complete success, and there's people showing up, and we've gotten a lot of good feedback on that. And
Are we expected to increase the quantities?
for right now, I think we're gonna keep it at the 150,
Okay.
at least until this month
Excuse
is
me.
over. And then the people that are, they said we need some more, because we still need to stabilize the incoming flow and reach out to more people.
The Nixle, we need to put that on
Yes,
Nixle.
on
too.
Nixle, on stuff like
And
that.
I'm gonna give Gloria an account on Nixle, a user. I'm gonna show her how to use that so that she's not waiting on me to push notifications. It's fairly simple.
Okay, I could do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Also our event on Sunday, that was a lot of fun. A lot of people from the community came out and enjoyed. And I know I got a couple of questions that where was everything coming from, and it was awesomely donated by the city and the water slide, the food and all that stuff. And a lot of the volunteers also provided things like the rocks and the rock painting stuff.
I think we spent, it was 140 for the water slide, about 350 worth of Sam's purchases, buns,
Food stuff.
food,
The waters,
Chips, water,
yes, napkins, the little
boats,
everything.
What, that whole bill, about $350. So
Not bad.
relatively inexpensive amount.
It was well worth it.
It was a lot of fun.
All the kids seemed to have so much fun.
Yeah.
And some of the
Yeah.
adults.
We had
And some of
fun
the- we
afterwards.
did too. We had fun too.
You missed us on the water slide. maybe.
Oh, you didn't see us on the water slide.
Put some 4-letter words on.
What else have we been doing? Oh, I wanted to bring up, we want to start a woman's closet. So any donations and things like that, like women's clothing, shoes,
And some kids' clothing.
some kids' clothing,
Like a
men's clothing.
clothing
So,
pantry.
yeah, like a clothing pantry, correct.
What about all men's clothing? I'm like,
We could do
We
that
actually
too.
do have some that somebody
Yeah,
donated.
we've already been
I've
starting.
seen how men do their underwear. Y'all got 30 years. You need out there. Don't donate.
Don't do it.
Clothing is just not there.
Talking about Bill Clinton.
Speaking
Me
from
either.
experience, having run
I have
clothing
about
closets at
35
various
pounds.
agencies, you're gonna need to establish some guidelines, because you will get dirty clothes, you will get stuff with tears and torn, and people, some people are accepting of things more than others, but like, you need to, like, just have a couple guidelines of what is suitable, because you don't have the facilities to wash the clothes.
Right.
So, and so for some people, they'll willingly accept clothing like that because they can wash it and do what they need to do with it. Whereas if you're donating to a community center, you have to be very specific what you're gonna accept.
We went through some donations that we had today and sorted everything out by sizes and all that. I was in contact with a company that comes and gets anything. They won't go through anything that we don't need. Instead of like one of us or somebody going to Goodwill or anything, they will come and pick up absolutely anything and everything at no charge. And so that's what we were trying to do today, just sort it, see what we could keep. Also, I don't want it to be like somebody just come and dump all their trash with us.
Yeah.
So we were pretty good, but yeah, that's a good idea to put it out there on
Like
a,
it's small, like three little like tips, I guess.
Yeah.
Tips for donating.
no trash.
You know, well,
No
keep it
undergarments.
Positive, 3 tips for donating, would you use it again, or, something fun like that.
Yeah, we had quite a few surprises today.
You had quite a few ways
Surprises today.
in the clothing aisle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When you work for the Battered Women's Shelter, you would not even imagine the stuff that we would get donated there. And it was a fun day, most of the time, because you would get all kinds of crazy.
Yeah, we saw some things.
well, elaborate.
I do know, just from like working with disaster organizations, you have to be very careful about saying that people want to help out. If they
Right.
somebody needs something, they want to help out. And what ends up happening, I'll use Hurricane Harvey as an example. People figured people needed clothing. Mountains of clothing that people just came and dumped in the parking lot.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we don't want
Think
that.
about that. I mean, that has to be sorted and cleaned and everything, and in the end, they didn't use it. They just used a bulldozer and loaded it and sent it to the
Threw it away.
landfill. So you have to be very careful about what you're receiving, and like she said, the guidelines on.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Just to put, I kind of mocked up a little flyer, but I could add some stuff like
Yeah.
that.
You want to make sure it's already cleaned because
Right.
we have to think of
Mhm.
sanitation. We don't want to be giving dirty clothes out.
Right, and bed bugs, and, some people are smokers, some people have animals, some
Right.
people have allergies. So like, the intent is always good, and as a social worker, I've seen everything. So like, the intent may be the greatest intent in the world, but they don't realize that you send smokers clothes to somebody that has very severe asthma or COPD, you're gonna put somebody at risk. So we just need to be very mindful of those situations when you're accepting donations.
I know that Gloria and I talked briefly about this, but it came up through another conversation, very similar to what we're doing here. And my response was, we just don't have a place to store.
This is
We
true.
can't, we don't even in the community center now, don't have a place to store,
Yeah.
especially a large quantity. So I am actively working and I've located a unit, but I'm thinking a 40-foot Connex. And the one I've located is solid white, looks brand new. And I'm working a deal on that one.
You're so awesome.
And so if we can get that, the plan would be to possibly find somebody with a plasma cutter, cut us a couple of holes, one for a window AC, maybe spray some foam on the inside for insulating, and kind of use it maybe as a closet. I mean, you could set racks up in there and do it that way.
That'd be good.
And then if we could do some shelving above it, then all that other stuff I need could go up there.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah, so
That'd
I'm
be
working on that.
Thank you. Also, I don't know, did we have a meeting after Donuts with Dad
No.
after Father's Day? Well, that was our first kind of big thing, Donuts with Dad. Shipley's Donuts. Is it
No.
Shipley? No, I'm sorry, Krispy
It was
Kreme.
not.
Krispy
It was not. It
Kreme.
was Krispy Kreme. I'm sorry, Krispy Kreme. They donated 5 dozen donuts to the city of Sandy Oaks.
Did you get them pictures?
I did, and they're up. I went the next day. I was very thankful. All they asked for was for us to take pictures. They give us those little paper hats that they have there, and just for people to take pictures. And we had people taking pictures of the dads and their kids that came through, and I took it to them. That was their only request, for us to take the pictures. And we had coffee and juice, Kool-Aid.
And you had your Tuesday, Thursday event.
Oh, and we're also having Tuesdays and Thursdays AA meetings at 7. So those run for an hour.
Did you have any OA meetings, Doug?
Not yet. They're still working on that because there hasn't been like a response, like where people are interested in that yet. So
Well, there's been interest. There's been conversations and questions and things like that. It's just it's taking that first step in that door, so sometimes that takes a little time. So, I know that the people that are doing it are very hopeful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very hopeful.
Me too.
I'm very hopeful.
Mm.
We need more people to kind of step out of their little box.
Their
Go
comfort
ahead.
zone,
Yeah, their
yeah.
comfort zone, and go ahead and realize that they're not going to be criticized or
Well,
shunned.
we don't
or-
know who votes, so that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing is the confidentiality is definitely there. So, but there's been some private messages and things like that. So people with questions. So if they have questions, there's definitely interest. It's just a matter of getting them through the door.
Getting them through the door. Okay. I don't know. What else have we done
Just working on getting it open through the week for
Through
the
the week.
kids. And that'll be the next step.
for the kids for it to start being open already and getting the kids to go? That we've had a lot of people asking what we're holding during the week.
I do want to offer my services though, at least one day a month to do like an ask a caseworker for referrals and things. I do get calls like from various or even private messages, like where can I go for this? Or where
Right.
can I go for that? So even setting up like an hour or two where I can just give referrals and point people in the right direction. So like if they're calling the city and they want to talk to a caseworker, y'all can just I'll give y'all an hour or two and y'all can just make the appointments and I'll show up and I'll start writing referrals.
Okay.
And then I don't mind doing that as a public service. I do have a lot of resources and things, so I know people have been talking about parenting. We have online parenting classes that are going, they don't even have to be in the city. So we could even set up parenting classes on a projector online when we have Wi-Fi access, and things like that. So if I'm hearing a lot of that they still want parenting, I can sign them up for online parenting that's free.
Okay.
But once I'm back at work, full hours, I can commit to maybe like a first Friday event or something like that, that we just, stick to a certain day and time.
You're right.
That
A
I can work
schedule.
around, yeah,
Okay.
and make sure that and we won't keep records. It would be completely confidential. There wouldn't have to fill out anything as far as social, date of birth or anything like that. I basically need to know their family size, ages of the children, and income level, so that I know where to send them.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Anything else?
Yeah, I think it's needed because,
I think so too.
yeah.
That'd be great, really. I mean, that's a resource a lot of cities don't have
Yeah.
Mhm.
of our size.
Right, right. Yeah, having a caseworker in the city
Yeah.
is definitely something that every city needs, not just because I'm a caseworker,
Yeah,
but you know, that some of those
The
things,
resources.
the resources is the biggest
yeah.
issue, is that you know, the city doesn't have the financial resources to help people get caught up with their mortgage or get food on an emergency basis and things like that. But if you have a caseworker that knows where to get those things, it's the knowledge really that the city needs. And I have that knowledge, and if I don't have it, I have a coworker, I have an ex-colleague that's going to point me in the right direction. So that's one of the values that I can offer the city.
Hey, well, you're finished with yours, and Megan has stepped up for agenda item 7. And I would ask everybody from what we agreed to do for next meeting on the setting the community center's rules, to go over this and come up with, you were going to come up with what you thought should be some of the rules, and then we'll get together and work them out. And then I will ask Cassandra to come up with an agreement and a set of rules based on what we agree on at the next meeting.
Okay.
And we'll move forward and we'll start to operate.
Sounds great.
So if there's no further discussion, I will move on to agenda item 8 and adjourn the meeting.
All right. Let's see. See if Ruth had anything she wanted to offer.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Ruth.
Yes.
You there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening.
Do you have anything you want to offer?
Maybe with the clothing drive that we were talking about, maybe make it just to kind of limit what's coming in. Like one weekend or 1 month do just coats, and then the next time just denim. That way, when they're sorting it, it's a little bit easier.
Mm.
And it's not so much coming in at one time.
We work through my closet and keep me focused.
Sounds good.
That sounds
We
good.
need to come up with a schedule as well, like when they can actually come and pick what they need and stuff like that. So we need to come up with those.
Guidelines and things.
Mhm.
And that's something that I can let them know that's available, you know, and that's some
Yeah.
of the things that, you know, when there's a resource.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to stabilize everything that's coming in slowly but surely. Like we have the AA meetings, and we know those are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7. And then the Be a Champion, they come and drop off their food. They were doing it at 9:30 or 10, but we told them maybe 11 would be better. That way somebody's there. And then they start showing up at 1:30, and then the thing starts at 2, from 2 to 5.
And that's on Friday through September.
Yes, and we're working on for it to continue
Through
through the whole year. So really pushing it, and I'm being very pushy and kind of aggressive with people. But
That's what you gotta do.
yeah, we have a lot of people that have been helping. I know Cindy and Dalton's family have been offering us to go and drop off boxes to families that don't have vehicles. So that's been a huge, huge help, because we're down there
Right.
helping the people from Be a Champion to come out. I got my son, I got my husband taking boxes out with dollies. I mean, it's been a really, really good event. It's really been helpful.
And the other thing is, I have encouraged her, don't worry if you have something left over after 5 o'clock, because what you will find is that there are people who are working and
Yeah.
they can't get there. So they need an option, you know, their schedule doesn't fit our schedule.
Mhm.
And those that you're finding that you're finding some of those people
Yeah.
that need it after the event, so. Okay, did you
I
adjourn or are you going to?
I did adjourn. I will adjourn again. Okay, well, Agenda item 8 will adjourn at 7:08.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.